US citizens are asking why their taxes are being spent on helping a foreign country, while Americans are left to suffer from the effects of inflation. As Auntie's Caleb Mopley explains.
The increasingly unpopular Biden administration continues to be harangued regarding its Ukraine policy. Many Americans don't seem to be happy with the economic results of the Biden administration's press to escalate the conflict. One example we've seen from defensiveness on the part of U.S. leaders has been this continued attempt to whitewash or ignore the presence of far-right, Nazi-sympathizing, racist, and extremist organizations among the Ukrainian forces. This is an example of the continued efforts by the USA to ignore and whitewash the reality of who the forces fighting against Russia are at this time.
Congressman, you're a hypocrite because you are funding neo-Nazis in Ukraine. They are wearing the Black Sun symbol, the same symbol that the Buffalo shooter used, the same symbol that the person who almost killed the vice president in Argentina used. You voted to mobilize and send money to Ukrainian Nazis. You're a coward. You're a progressive socialist. Where are you against the war mobilization? He's telling the right truth. You have done nothing. Tulsi Gabbard has shown guts where you've shown cowardice. I believed in you, and you became the very thing you sought to fight against.
Now, many Americans are just not thrilled with the fact that so much American taxpayer money is being poured into Ukraine while the country domestically is in shambles, crumbling infrastructure, unpaved roads, the water systems not being properly operating, power plants, etc. A lot of Americans just aren't happy with the huge amount of money being poured into Ukraine at such a time.
Stop giving my money to Ukraine. I have every right to disrespect you because you're the one causing inflation with $80 million to Ukraine, Dan. Oh, I'm sorry, billion. My mistake, Dan. You're a fraud.
Now, there have been many concerns about the list of information terrorists that has been published by the Ukrainian government. There are American citizens on the list. Many see this list as almost a fatwa or a hit list, and there have been acts of violence perpetrated by people listed by the Ukrainian government as being information terrorists. The fact that the Ukrainian government seems to be threatening American citizens is something that just doesn't sit well with a lot of the population. Now, it appears at this point the Ukrainian leader Zelensky is asking for another $38 billion from the United States, in addition to everything he's already been given, all the weapons, etc. But polls come out showing that Ukraine is not even among the top 9 issues that American voters are concerned about. When asked what they are concerned about, they list inflation, they list border security, they list crime. They don't even list Ukraine among the top 9 issues, even though that is a priority and one of the main things that the Biden administration and its allies are speaking about when they address the public. Now, at this point, there is another bill, yet another bill, to fund Ukraine before the U.S. Congress. Many suspect this is something that the Congress is trying to, push through, and it would give another $50 billion to Ukraine. Yet the midterm elections are drawing closer every day. November 8th, Americans will go to the polls and vote for new members of the House of Representatives, new members of the U.S. Congress, new governors in a number of states. And it appears that the Democratic Party and the Biden administration is on the defensive when it comes to their Ukraine policy, because polls show that Americans just don't line up with them. They're not happy with the economic consequences. So as the election gets closer, we shall see how that becomes enacted at the polls.